Welcome to the Dutch Den. In today's article we'll read about Amerikaanse president Trump maakt buitenlandse spullen duurder. We'll go through this article in Dutch first, after which we'll do a comprehension assignment. Then we'll look at a full translation, and finally we'll learn some Dutch vocabulary words. Let's get started. And back to the article. The headline reads: Amerikaanse president Trump maakt buitenlandse spullen duurder. And this translates to English as American President Trump is making foreign goods more expensive. Now let's take a look at the full Dutch article. Here we go. Amerikanen moeten meer geld betalen voor spullen uit andere landen. President Donald Trump maakte deze nieuwe regel bekend. Dit geldt ook voor spullen afkomstig uit de Europese Unie. Amerikaanse bedrijven betalen dan 20% extra aan de eigen overheid. And here's the article in full. If you want to read it by yourself, you can do so. You can pause the video. We'll move on to a comprehension question. Now we'll do this without looking at the translation. So let's see if you picked up one of these words and if you know this vocabulary word. Let's take a look. So the quote I've got here is: Amerikaanse bedrijven betalen dan 20% extra aan de eigen overheid. Now my question to you is the word overheid. What does it mean? Is it a factory? Is it the government? Is it a tax? Or does it refer to the president? Take a moment to think about it, and I'll reveal the answer. Here we go. So it is the government we call overheid. Now going back to the other pictures over here, the one A is a factory. In Dutch we would call a fabriek. Now as we said here, the overheid is the government. Tax we call belasting. I'm sure you've seen that one before, the envelope from the Belastingdienst. And finally we've got the president, which in Dutch is also president. Spelled the same, pronounced slightly different. All right, now let's go back to the article. Now here we're going to translate the article that we just read, and I'll introduce a few vocabulary words while we do so. So we'll go to sentence number 1, which in Dutch was: Amerikanen moeten meer geld betalen voor spullen uit andere landen. We highlighted the word betalen here, which is unfortunately something we have to do every day just to live in the Netherlands or wherever in the world. And it translates as: Americans have to pay more money for products from other countries. So betalen here translates as to pay. Next sentence. President Donald Trump maakte deze nieuwe regel bekend. President Donald Trump announced this new rule. So a regel is a rule. If you talk about a law, you would probably refer to it as a wet, which is W-E-T, wet. Okay, next one. Dit geldt ook voor spullen afkomstig uit de Europese Unie, which translates as: this also goes for products originating from the European Union, in which Europese Unie means European Union, quite similar in spelling and pronunciation. And another part of the sentence I'd like to briefly look at is: dit geldt ook voor, which translates as this also goes for, or this also applies to. Now the word geld, most often you'll hear it meaning money, being G-E-L-D, But in this case, used as a verb, it means it applies to or it also goes for. Final sentence here. Amerikaanse bedrijven betalen dan 20% extra aan de eigen overheid. American businesses then have to pay their government 20% extra. And we see that bedrijven means businesses, the plural form. The singular form would be bedrijf, which would translate as the English business. So here is the full article once more. And I'd like to review these vocabulary words. See if you can write them down for yourself. You can pause the video here to see if you remembered them. If not, that's okay. They're not that easy, so I'll reveal them to you. To pay in Dutch is betalen. The rule, so not a law, but a rule, is in Dutch regel. The European Union we call the Europese Unie. And finally, businesses are bedrijven. And that's it for this short video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. Subscribe to the Dutch Den if you'd like to see more. And I hope to see you next time. Doei!